Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Ant-Man channel. It is Monday, the 19th of January, 2015, and I am, as always, your host, Ant-Man. So glad I'm getting over this little bit of a cough. I got an article in front of me from WND.com under the column of education. This was published about 47 minutes ago by Bob Unruh, Police State USA. 7 homeschool kids stolen by sheriff's deputies. Let's just get into this. I have no time to waste with crooked cops. 7 homeschooled children from an Arkansas family have been taken into custody by deputies after authorities reported they found in their home a supplement that was not approved by the federal government in Washington. According to a report from Health Impact News, the issue involved a product called MMS, which reportedly can be purchased online and used to purify water. Ho ho! You don't want people having that. You gotta make sure you drink your fluoride, people. The family said the water was used on the garden. Yeah, I even feel bad for animals and plants that people give water. Like, they give them the tap water, you know? People are so easy to forget, man. Like, if you're not going to drink the tap water, I hope to God that you're not giving your animals and your plants this stuff to drink either. It affects us all. It's all got really bad toxins and poisonous stuff in there, man. There's like types of plastic, there's types of fecal matter in the tap water. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't care, you know what I mean? Go do your own research if you find this stuff to be way too hard for. Oh man, in a universe like ours, and you find things like that to be hard to believe, it's to me like a sign of extreme ignorance. But don't be ignorant. You have no excuse for it these days. Do some research, keep your body clean, keep your family protected, and everybody will be better off that way. It's better to warn each other than to just play around and be like, oh, look, I'm not going to waste my time with conspiracies. Well, then you're going to be soft killed. Sorry. The report said the product has been used in Africa by the Red Cross to treat malaria, but its presence in the home belonging to a Christian family whose dad often serves as a pastor was reported by an anonymous caller. Oh, man. You gotta love snitch neighbors, dude. You gotta love that, right? You know, I have a Christian living next door. I wish someone would call the police on me. Because literally, I don't care if my neighbors can hear me. I really don't care. I hope they can hear me. But to call the police on me, I hope they do something like that. You're messing with the wrong guy if you think you can walk on me, man. It's funny. It's funny how so many people let the cops and the law, quote unquote, step all over them. You need to know your own rights for yourself. That's why you can't rely on Big Brother in this beast system to be your daddy. You're worshiping a beast system if you're just believing everything that you hear on the television, man. Straight up. Deputies responded by asking the parents to answer some questions and taking them outside into the cold winter air, then serving them with a search warrant and conducting a 5-hour raid on the home with the children inside. This is unbelievable. This is in America, by the way. Friends launched an immediate social media campaign, including a Bring the Stanley Kids Home page on Facebook and a GoFundMe page. Well, I'll put the link to the article so you can find these links to help Hal and Michelle Stanley organize a legal defense and obtain the children's release from state custody. When the quote unquote law comes after you like this, you guys, you have I would say it is committing almost suicide on your part to not do anything legally. You have all the grounds to sue, and you can win. It's unfortunate that these people take all your time and money and stuff, but you'll reap the benefit of the reward, man, because the cops and a lot of people think that they can intimidate you, and the fact of the matter is even if they beat you up, you're still going to win in court. They're not allowed to be Judge Dredd, and if you fall for that type of intimidation by the cops, you're a slave. And I honestly mean that in the most loving sense. I don't want you to be a slave. I want you to wake up. Seriously. Know that you're made in the image of God. You're powerful, man, if you want to be. Health Impact News released a copy of an email composed by Michelle Stanley after the raid. The DHS has come and stolen our kids from us under the guise of protecting our children, she wrote. Just like Planned Parenthood protects children too, right? She said the dispute started a month earlier when an anonymous caller complained about the family allowing the children to be barefoot. I mean, this is North Korea, straight up. When an investigator arrived, we showed her some of the 200 and something pair of shoes and told her, actually the kids told her, how it was their preference to go barefoot and that it was like a tradition to briefly run out in the snow barefoot and take a picture of the footprints. Then weeks after, several people showed up at our door, all obviously here for the investigation, and we welcomed them in. However, they desired to step outside in order to speak privately with Hal and I, and not in front of the kids. I tried to tell them it was much warmer inside and that it was nothing for the kids to go to the back of the house for us to have privacy talking. They refused and insisted on us stepping outside. What a bunch of control freak weirdos. What a bunch of narcissistic sociopaths. I can't really stand when people, they can't do something simple. They just want to make everything complicated because they want to have their way. That is like a disgusting sign of just immense sin being in someone's life. Because you want to have you get satisfaction out of manipulating people. That's sick, man. And that's like, your mind needs to be healed, man, by God. If you're thinking like that, if you are so stubborn and you want to make things so complicated for people, but I mean, this is not even a big issue for me to be ranting about. But the fact of the matter is that people are that petty, man. It's so gross to look at. She continued, after stepping outside, they issued us a search warrant and said we could not enter our house or talk to our kids until the search and the investigation was through. They said the charge was that we had a poisonous substance in our house and that the kids were being exposed to it and it endangered their welfare. I'm throwing the flag right now. They're looking for an excuse to harass homeschooled children and Christians. I'm not lying to you. This is not new. This kind of stuff happens all the time. And they're just trying to crack down on homeschooled children and get any little excuse to try to get these parents into legal issues. I know people who owned farms and had land and they were very wealthy and they had it all going for them, raising Angus beef. And dude, you got to realize that like when you're being that wealthy, self-sufficient and all of that without the government's help, the government hates that. And they hate people who educate themselves. They hate people who can take care of themselves without the government interfering or having a government job or some nonsense. I left my stupid government job. I love being an EMT, but honestly, I'm not going to work for the freaking devil. You guys can go ahead and compromise your conscience all you want, but when I go in and I'm seeing the kind of evil I see in the hospitals these days, there's a fine line between being good and being on the truth, on the side of truth, and being on the side of a lie, lying to yourself, lying that everything is okay. You're lying to yourself, and it's a disservice to the worship of the truth and of God in spirit and in truth. Regarding the supplement, she continued, has never been used in any way to poison our kids or even expose them in such a way as to endanger their lives. She said eventually 6 intimidating, brute-looking males and 1 DHS female all lined up in our den to tell us they would be taking our kids into their custody for 72 hours. This is the creepiest thing I've ever heard of, man. That time period, however, has extended to more than a week already. Family supporters said their GoFundMe support team reported the parents were allowed to see the children Saturday. This family is a Christian family who homeschools their children. They live a peaceful, quiet life and are wonderful parents. Peaceful and quiet? That's not considered normal behavior today. It's all about blah, 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 and yelling and being an idiot and talking arrogantly and making claims to things that you have no real research to back up with. If I even articulated that right. But anyways, I have known them for over 20 years. My children have grown up with theirs. Hal is my former pastor. If this can happen to this family, it can happen to mine. It can happen to yours. Wrote the page organizer. This is a lot of the issue of why I even report this stuff. Did you know that if this is happening to people so easily these days, it can happen to you? And it's just a matter of time. And you don't have to believe me. You can just wait all your life dribbling your lips and it'll happen to you. You will catch a case one way or another with all this, with the police or with these Nazis trying to take your kids and all that. It's sick. You need to be on guard because there's a lot of bureaucrats and despotism in America these days, and it's you got to be aware of that. This is not your grandpa's America anymore. The county sheriff's office declined to respond to W&D requests for comment, and messages left with the state police and state health and human services department were not returned. One state investigator's answering machine on Monday said he was out of the office October 13th through the 17th and would return the following week. Health Impact they reported the product is sodium chloride and is available on Amazon or eBay. The report said studies have investigated its possible beneficial effects in cases of Alzheimer's. multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's, but the government said it can be turned into a bleach that could be poisonous if taken, the report said. So what? If you want to, I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be be able to get access to certain types of chemicals, but come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, what, everything that can kill you or harm you should be illegal? So we should ban forks, because people could kill each other with forks, by the way. So we should just ban utensils altogether. We should ban butter knives. We should, I mean, this is, where does it end with the stupidity? Local television statement KARK4 reported the family explained using the substance for purifying water for their garden. The miracle mineral solution, however, has been cited by the FDA for being able to be turned into bleach. Hal Stanley told the station, if they had asked me if I had MMS, I'd say yes and give it to them. The mother noted in their email anonymity of the complaint. Anonymity. We asked who made the charge and if anyone could just make an accusation, and they have to act on the call regardless of its validity. They said it could be a hateful neighbor, a prank caller, someone with malicious intent, and they still would have to act on the call, she wrote. The call was anonymous, and therefore the caller was protected while all our rights were taken away. What a bunch of cowardly wimps are some people, huh? They're so miserable and lonely in their houses that they have nothing better to do than peek out their window and try to make sin against other people, bearing false witness. God have mercy. May God have mercy on you, son, because you don't know what you do. At a website called Medical Kidnap, one reader, Jackie Trump, noted that government authorities under the standard used against the family should lose their own children because there are dangerous chemicals in their own home. Sick, man. Just disgusting. There's a picture of this beautiful family here, by the way. Bleach, Drano, toilet bowl cleaner, Tylenol, stain, varnish, glues, and the list goes on and on. It is criminal that this Gestapo organization can break into your home and terrorize anyone at all at any time over anyone reporting anything. WND long has reported on various issues involving homeschoolers, and in December cited a case in Virginia where a homeschooling mother filed a lawsuit against 6 social workers after they seized her 2 children and placed them in foster care. I probably have that too in my archives, if you will. That happened when one of the social workers claimed a diabetic 4-year-old's blood glucose levels were too high. The case was brought on behalf of Vanessa Wilson against workers from the Riverside County Department of Social Services, Child Protective Services by the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. The claim explains officials then deliberately kept the children separated from their mother in spite of clear evidence that the separation was unnecessary, and concealed that evidence from Vanessa and the court. Concealed that evidence from Vanessa and the court. Why isn't anyone up in an outrage over this? Why isn't the media covering this? WND has reported on other times when authorities have taken children from their families, including when authorities in Germany dispatched a SWAT team armed with a battering ram to take custody of several homeschooled children. I actually do have that one up on my channel somewhere. Just be aware of this, you guys. Be aware that these could be your neighbors. These could be this could be you. And the fact of the matter is that we have to cut it out with all of the general public's mental illness about having to defend anybody with authority, no matter what they do. They need to be they need to be held accountable from now on to a better degree than we have ever held them to, because they obviously think that they could do whatever they want these days. And the reason they think that is because there's so many laws and regulations and stuff that they know that they're putting you like in a limbo while they're doing this all to you, because it's a process. It's a process of trying to get these things settled. And they know that they're putting you in a bunch of legal issues, and some people are so lazy that they never look for justice in these type of situations. So just be aware of this. It is a big deal. This is an attack on your freedom of speech. This is an attack on your privacy. This is an attack on your rights as an American citizen. So this matters to all of us. It doesn't matter if you go to public school, you're homeschooled, you're Christian, or you're not Christian. By the way, atheists, your ideology is a thing of the past, just like Christianity is here in this country. People are starting to become pure evil, man. Straight up. God bless you.